sit. Start the day with laughs that hit. Coffee's hot, the jokes are prime. Coffee with Catfish, morning time. Brew the fun, take a seat. Our daily chuckles can't be beat. Funny moments, sip by sip. Join us now, don't let it slip.
Good morning, folks. Time is 9:41 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 30th of May, 2025. And of course, we know that's the 31st. For those folks on the other side of the planet there, my friends in Australia, my friends in Melbourne. Folks, how are you all doing? I hope you're doing fantastic today. And not just the folks in Australia, the folks anywhere and everywhere. I hope you're all doing great today, my friends. My name's Lee. I'm the guy who started the groups when I thought it was funny. That's right. There's groups. There's two groups, my friends, that we started. And you, my friends, are you, and you, my friends, are awesome. How do I know that? These groups are awesome, and they weren't awesome until you got here. It adds up. You must be awesome because you brought the awesome, my friends. So, awesome! And once again, if you're having a drink every time I say awesome, like a shot, good night, my friends. Thank you for making us amazing, friends. We have over 767,000 members in our two groups, and I say this every day, that's a bigger population than many cities on this planet. So what are we? We're the funniest city on the planet. Funny people in a funny place, and we make people laugh. Boy, do we make people laugh. So cheers to you for making us funny. What's happening in your days today, friends? I'd really like to know. I'm not writing a dossier on you or anything like that. We just want to make a little bit of a connection. We're calling this place a city, so it's a community. I'd like to get some stories from a few of our citizens, since we're a city, the funniest city on the planet. You know, and I ask it every day. I tell you what I'm doing every day. Now, I'm going to tell you what I did yesterday. Well, we're going to preface this. A few days ago, I purchased a PlayStation 5. Why? I don't know. I'm more of an Xbox guy, but I do own a bunch of PlayStation games digitally. So I knew I'd have something to play anyways. But part of me was also thinking about PlayStation VR because, well, I like VR. And with a recent update to Windows, my VR, mixed reality headset stopped working because Microsoft stopped supporting mixed reality, is what their version of VR they called, in Windows, and it's gone. It's bricked. They're bricked. I have two of them. They're just gone. They exist, but they don't work. So I thought I want to get a bit of a VR fix, and I figured I could get a PlayStation 5 because why buy a PlayStation 4 at this point? Might as well get the most recent one. But pick up a PlayStation VR helmet. I don't care if it's the one for PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5, but I wanted to do it on the cheap. Yesterday, PlayStation VR 1, the original version, for the original PlayStation 4, or for the PlayStation 4, I should call it. Well, I saw it listed for $50. I thought, oh, well, it's probably gone. But I messaged the guy. I was like, no, it's available. And he wasn't too far away. And I asked when he was available. He was available immediately. I was gone within 15 minutes. Picked it up and back in less than an hour. And I'm just the proud owner of a PlayStation VR helmet and or headset, as well as the Skyrim game, and two games actually, but one of them is Skyrim. I can't remember the other one. I think it's a VR sampler. So I've got that now. Yesterday, I have to get an adapter to make the camera work on the PlayStation 5. Ordered that from Amazon. That should be arriving today, and today, I'm going to be going out to look for... Well, I won't be going out until I've actually found it. I want to purchase a used PlayStation 4 controller because apparently for certain games, and that Skyrim game is one of them, the VR system, the original PlayStation VR system will require an actual PlayStation 4 controller, not a PlayStation 5 controller. I think that's because of the way the lights are so we can track it. Just what I'm thinking. I don't know. So I'm going to find one of those today. Maybe two if I get a good deal on them. It's always good to have an extra controller. If you don't know this already, I'm a nerd and I'm also a gamer. Well, they kind of go together sometimes. Now, I haven't been gaming a lot lately. I've been gaming much at all. So I want to get back into it, and the VR I think could be fun. There's some fun VR games, and I really do enjoy VR. I love 3D. This TV behind me is a 3D TV. So that's what I did yesterday. This is what I'm planning on doing today. Pretty vacuous plans for today because I don't really have anything else planned aside from that. And, and I'd love to hear about your day. Please comment on this video. Let us know what you're doing today. Anything, share anything, my friends. We just want to reach out and we want to have some cool stories to tell. Now, I heard from Rose Glad yesterday. I heard from Rose Glad quite often. I'm going to I have to bring this up because I cannot pronounce this name. I don't know what's wrong with me. But heard from Rose Glad. And she didn't end up grocery shopping the other day. So she was probably going grocery shopping yesterday. And she spent the day hanging out with the dogs. And Makai is not slowed down at all by that cast, it seems. So she's just a bundle of energy, I guess, because kind of a puppy. And but she has to do shopping today. So she's going shopping today. And she's had a day hanging out with the dogs. And sometimes that's what you need to do, just hang out with the dogs. Heard from Michelle Finnerty. Now, Michelle Finnerty is still having problems with her account. She is not kicked off of Facebook. Her account is not suspended, but she has restrictions on her account because Facebook suspects that she might be a bot. She's obviously not a bot, but she is a prolific poster, which I believe is what triggered that. And we're getting some really good insights from folks who've had issues like that on yesterday's video. And if you've got any insights, any tips with dealing with Facebook and how to get these restrictions lifted, how to prove to Facebook that you're a human and not a bot and you're not spamming, please comment on this video, DM me, and I can, or DM me, and I can always talk to Michelle, I'll message her. I don't have an inside line to Michelle. I'm sure Michelle would appreciate it. I'd appreciate it too, because Michelle's a fantastic member of this group. She shares so much great stuff, and we're really diminished without her ability to post here. So if we can help her out, it'd be fantastic. I can relay information, or you can comment right on this video. Or if you know her, I guess you could just talk to her yourself. So there is that, but we did hear from her. Sorry about that. Not just about her account. That's not what we're talking about. She shared an awesome photo. Well, it's a collage of photos from her backyard. I'm going to bring up that photo, and I love it. I love these photos. They always look fantastic. She lives in such a beautiful part of the world. Well, actually, I think most parts of the world are beautiful if you look for the beauty in it, right? But she's found it. This is just her backyard. And take a look at that that's a great photo of a sundog. That's that ring around the sun. Not everybody knows it as a sundog, but that is a very old term for it. And then look at that, a couple of bees. Great photos. And you know what? I love the summer. I love the spring. I love growth. And that just really kind of puts it all together in three good photos. So thanks for sharing that, Michelle. Really, be patient. Be patient. I think you're coming back. You got to come back full on, because it's crazy this happened, because we know you're a human. You know, if anyone's a bot, it's me. You know, I'm an alien robot living amongst humans wearing this cheap human suit. So Michelle, thank you so very much for sharing that, Michelle. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Rose, for sharing your day in there. And I'm so glad that Makai, I'm so glad that Makai is not slowed down by that broken leg. You know, it's so sad to hear that he broke his leg, but I'm so glad that he's still having fun. And hope your grocery shopping went well. Nobody loves grocery shopping, right? So, folks, once again, I want to hear about your day. Leave a comment on this video, and we'll talk about your day tomorrow. Got a couple of really funny posts I want to feature today. Now, I try to feature 2 posts every day, and this is one of those days. I've got one from J.R. Ross, and I've got one from Lizzie Grin. Now, those are names you've probably heard before, because I know I've shared Lizzie Grin's posts before, and I'm pretty darn sure that I've shared posts from J.R. Ross. Both of these made me laugh this morning, folks, and that's why we're sharing them. So I'm going to bring up Lizzie Grin's first, because that's the way the alphabet works, my friends. And starting off with Lizzie Grin's post right here. And yes, hate to admit it, but I'm very tired today, and I almost felt like just mailing it in. That's what teachers were doing when this... Now, I'm not going to lie, as a student, in elementary school, in junior high school, and even in high school, I loved when they rolled in the AV car, because sometimes you just sit back and just absorb, right? Watch something. or get a few Z's sometimes in university. But anyways, made me laugh. Totally feel it. I think she posted this a few days ago, but I looked at it this morning and it made me laugh. So Lizzie, as usual, your posts rock. I know you made a lot of people laugh with this. You make a lot of people laugh all the time. Thank you so very much. Like Lizzie Grin's like a color or group expert, really, because she just posts some great stuff all the time. And let me drop that down here. Now my next post is from J.R. Ross. Bringing it up right now. I want to thank you ahead of time, J.R. And I don't drink to excess anymore. I will have the odd beer very occasionally. But I have gotten like this before. Never got in trouble from the wife or anything coming home like this, but I just gotta shut up and let you enjoy the meme. But it made me laugh. It's kind of twisted looking at that. It kind of makes me want to close one eye. JR, thank you very much. This post made me laugh. And like I said about Lizzie's post, I'm sure it made a lot of other people laugh too. And, it's these funny posts are the reason why these groups are great. And these groups are great because you bring these funny posts. Once again, that's why you're great. We wouldn't be, on the cusp of, we're almost at 800,000. We wouldn't be on the cusp of 800,000 if it wasn't for the great stuff that you folks post. I mean, what's the point of coming here if it's not funny, right? Well, 767,000 of you have decided that it's a great place. So it's because of that, and I really appreciate it. And then we keep it coming in. That's how we're going to keep growing, folks. So keep sharing the funny stuff, and maybe I'll feature your post tomorrow, my friends. Where the heck am I? I'll tell you where I am. This is where I should be showing a video of me going by in a Segway. So if you're in Calgary and can make that happen, talk to me, my friends. Let's see, where are we? I told you what time it was. I told you what the date is on this side of the planet and on the other side of the world in Melbourne. Then I told you about my day, a little bit about my day yesterday, a little bit about what I think my day is going to be like today. I told you about Rose Glad hanging out with the Pooches 2 days ago, and then yesterday, most likely going grocery shopping because you really got to go grocery shopping. And then Michelle Finnerty, I went off on a bit of a tangent talking about her issues with her account, but then we also got to that great photo that she shared. Fantastic photo, looks great. Of I think it's a rhododendron, and I think I'm saying that right, with a couple of bees and a beautiful shot of a sundog, that ring around the sun. And thank you very, very much, Michelle. You know we love your photos. You just live in a great part of the world. And then I shared a couple of really funny posts, or at least posts that I found funny. One from Lizzie Grin and one from J.R. Ross. I know you didn't just make me laugh with those. I know you made a bunch of other people laugh. Then I kind of pretended I was confused and didn't know what was going on, so I had to get myself all centered. And now that I've done that and I've got myself centered, I think maybe it might be time that you and I got right to the bad jokes. What kind of fish works at a hospital? A sturgeon. I scared the mailman by coming to the door naked. Now, I'm not sure what frightened him the most. The fact that I was naked, or the fact that I knew where he lived. You know you're not liked when you get handed the camera every time they take a group photo. My wife told me I have a speech impediment. Every once in a while I have to stop to breathe. My grief counselor died. It was so good that I don't even care. My right arm hurts, but only between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Yeah, it's the worst case of tennis elbow. A week before Grandpa died, I gave him a snowboard. He went downhill fast after that. Life is like a roll of toilet paper. The closer you get to the end, the faster it goes. I was married by a judge. I should have asked for a jury. I've discovered that I'm not completely useless. I can always be used as a bad example. I had a couple of people complain about me yelling that right to the bad jokes, saying that it startled them. I said, well, just watch the video every day and you'll get used to it. It's like a callus. Or it's like just a tiny bit of snake poison every day, and then eventually you're immune. I don't think I'm gonna stop it until I figure out something else to do, and I don't think it's a great thing, but it's something, right? Folks, I love telling those jokes. It's the toughest part of the video. I know I could say that every day. I repeat everything every day, but it is the toughest part of the video to do. But for me, it's the most rewarding part of the video because I know there's people that actually come back to the video just for those jokes. Now, I hope you're watching the whole video. I do put a little, it doesn't seem like I put effort into it, but I do put some effort into it. And I'll tell you, one of the big parts of the effort is I'm not a performer. I wish I was a performer, but I'm a avoid the spotlight kind of person when I can a lot of the time. And I'm putting myself in the spotlight every day telling these jokes. But I'm doing it because I think I'm making some people laugh. And I've said this before, for most of my 55 years on this planet, my plan has been to make people laugh. I've tried to make people laugh. And with those jokes, I know I'm making some people laugh. I know they're bad jokes. Actually, I know sometimes those jokes are actually pretty good. Especially when you send in your jokes, my friends. What am I getting at? That's another segue. I want to tell your jokes. I absolutely want to tell your jokes, my friends. But you got to get them to me. Send your jokes to jokes@wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. And if I use your joke, and there's a real good chance I'll use your joke. If I use your joke, I'm going to tell the world I use your joke. I'm going to tell the world where I got the joke. You know, Joe Schmo, Sally Schmally, whoever sent me these jokes. And I'm going to thank you for them because I think it's like my friend Dave Knapp. He sends in jokes all the time. I thank him all the time for that. And you know why? Because I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And I know it's not easy to find funny jokes sometimes. So I appreciate that part too. So friends, send your jokes to jokes@wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. And once again, if I use them, I'm telling the world where I got those jokes. And if you really want to do something cool, why don't you record a short video of you telling a joke? That's right, record a video of yourself telling a joke and send that video to that same place I want you to send those jokes to, jokes@wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. One of these days you're going to click play on the video, we're going to get to the joke segment, I'll introduce it, and then next thing you know, your beautiful face is going to be there telling a joke, making the world laugh, folks. Let's do it. Send your videos, send your jokes to jokes@wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. Wow, folks, you have no idea how many times it took me to record that last little bit about sending your jokes to me. Well over 20 takes. I don't know why. Okay, so you know what? We're going to get to a little awkward portion of this video, and that's the portion where I want you to visit our store. I don't even know why it's awkward. It's a great store. We have great products. We got those great coffee cups, you know, like this one right here. We got them in our store. I've got a little blurb that I'm going to play right now, and then I'm going to come right back, my friends. Real quick, Well I Thought It Was Funny has a store, my friends. We've got a great store. We've got hoodies, as you can see I'm wearing one right now. We've got t-shirts. We've got coffee cups. You see me flashing these around all the time. We've got a to-go cup, a 25-ounce to-go cup. It looks great. Keep your hot beverages hot, your cold beverages cold, and represent Dorothy the cow at the same time. Woo! Yeah! Take a look at our shirts and our hoodies, because I'm only wearing one hoodie, but we've got that 3/4 sleeve rock shirt, baby. We've got that t-shirt. T-shirt's great quality. The rock shirt's great quality. The hoodies are great quality. Look at that. And they all come in multiple colors. And this is not some cheesy iron-on. This is a proper print. I've washed this. I've washed my shirts more than 50 times. They still look fantastic. This has not faded at all. And you know what? When you're out and about wearing these, wearing the shirts, with the hoodies, people ask you. They absolutely ask you, what's it about? Because people find it funny. People like cows. People like funny stuff. People like cows finding things funny. So people ask you about it. And I've got several people that join by scanning the QR code that's in the bottom corner of the graphic here. It's awesome. I was grabbing a 6-pack of beer for a friend of mine a few days ago. And the lady, she's, oh my gosh, I love that. I told her about it. And I said, oh, you can just scan this here. She didn't know what I was talking about by QR codes. But she wrote down, wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. She messaged me later on in the day and said, I love the group I joined. That's how you represent, my friends. This stuff looks great, as you can tell. It looks fantastic. But you know what? It's going to look even better on you. I am the cheesiest salesman when it comes to selling my stuff, my friends. But I honestly stand behind it. I really do. It's great quality products. They look good. And I'm not making up that story. People really do ask about it when you're out and about. And you'll be helping us out too at the same time. So if you want to help us out and you want to look good at the same time and represent, check out our store at store.wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. That's store.wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. We have a clickable link up in the notes for the video too, my friends. Check it out. I'm sure you'll find something you like. And if you do, I want to see a picture of you. I want to see a picture of you in your shirt, or with your coffee cup, or with your tote bag. In fact, there's my buddy Mitch with his coffee cup he just got. There's my buddy Corey Buckner of collections.com. That's with an X, with his coffee cup. Hey, look over here. There's Michelle Finnerty in her 3/4 sleeve rock shirt. And look over here. There's Rose Glad with her awesome tote bag. And Rose Glad gave us the best endorsement ever. She says, not only is that tote bag great for groceries and books, it's fantastic for hauling around your rubber chickens, my friends. Awesome stuff, Rose. Folks, check out this store. Thanks for watching that blurb. I gotta make a real commercial one of these days, and if you want to help me, let me know. Just contact me at admin@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. That's admin@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. If you've got some ideas for a commercial or whatever, I'd love your input, my friends. But let's stop talking about the commercial and let's start talking about you and me and us, this great big group that we have. I'm going to repeat something that I said at the beginning of the video, but I don't care because I love saying it. We are the funniest city on the internet, my friends. Funny people in a funny place, making people laugh. Thank you for that, because once again, I've said it. It's been my plan most of my life is to make people laugh, and you've made that possible, my friends, on a huge scale. Something I created is funny because of the stuff that you bring to that something. That's right. Your posts have made us just so awesome, and it is humbling, despite the fact that I'm talking to you about it. I'm forcing myself to do this. This is my way of saying thank you to you, my friends. Because how do you say thank you to, over 750,000 people? It's tough, right? So I've got to do this dinky little video. Hopefully I make a few of you laugh when I make this dinky little video, because that's the whole plan. The whole plan of everything. Once again, I'm repeating myself. I'm horrible at that. Was to make people laugh. And if I make you laugh, like with those jokes, that makes me happy, folks. It really does. Let me know if and please, if you get a chance, let me know if these jokes make you laugh. And I know there are certain people, like my friend Corey comes back for the jokes, and I know Rose comes back for the jokes, and Rose shares her day every day, and Michelle Finnerty, she likes the jokes, and she comes back for those jokes, and my wife likes those jokes. I know my wife likes those jokes. She puts up with me. She has for quite a while, folks, this is the wrap up, and I'm not really wrapping up very well, so we're gonna do the wrap up right now. I'm so happy that you're here. I really am. And I'm so happy that you come back every day, that group of people that do come back every day for these videos. And I'm overjoyed that you folks come back to the group every day. That just blows me away. I'm going to be here again tomorrow, right? I really hope you're going to be here again tomorrow. Maybe we're going to have a few new people. If we don't, who cares? We're already the greatest group on the internet, and once again, the funniest city on the internet. Folks, see you again tomorrow. All the love.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I think it was funny.
Well, I thought 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 it was funny.
I've seen the style before. Terminal psychotic.